For the second segment of our show, Saturday the 12th of March. I'm here again as always with Stuart.
Hello guys.
As always emotional. And at this part of the show I want to talk about the relegation battle in the Premier League. As we know, a lot of the talk has been about Leicester City and whether or not they can win the league, and whether the likes of Tottenham and Arsenal and Man City can challenge them. But we're looking at the bottom of the league now, and it's looking very interesting, the amount of teams that are getting dragged down into the relegation battle. I mean, just quickly looking at the league, bottom of the league: Aston Villa, Newcastle 19th, Norwich City 18th, Sunderland 17th, Swansea 16th, and Crystal Palace in 15th position. Now, I want to kind of concentrate on the last five because I personally don't think Crystal Palace are going to get dragged down any further.
Yeah, nor do I. Even though they've had a slumping form, I still don't see that they'll get dragged into it.
I think they'll come out of it sooner or later. And before we talk about the bottom teams, Bournemouth, fantastic season. Yeah. Everyone expected them to be relegated, along with Leicester.
Watford too. Watford were the new boys, and they still done remarkably well.
But I mean, Watford, you know, your club in the sense that they've been in the Premier League. Bournemouth, though, brand new team to the Premier League.
Refreshing as well.
Yeah, fresh take on football as well, the way they play.
Also, the fact that they had Callum Wilson injured after the first 6 or 7 games, out for the season. Yeah. Gradle, another one of the summer signings, was out for, apparently was going to be out for the whole season, and now he's come back. And they've had their setbacks, and they've still managed to pick up the results with pretty much the team they had last season. Bar a few signings like Josh King, they've done very well.
It's Arta, Richie.
That's from last season, Richie.
Yeah, exactly.
Charlie Daniels also got called up to the league. If he got called up from England.
Is he the right back?
Left back. Charlie Daniels.
Left back. Yeah. The right back, the ex-Spurs player, Smith.
Oh, right, okay.
Adam Smith, I think it is. He's done really well. So yeah, I mean, you're right. Yeah, Bournemouth have done really well considering, the type of club it is. It is a very small club. As I said, people expected relegation from them, so it was refreshing to see a team like that. Playing attacking football, sticking to their philosophy from last year, and doing so well. To be honest with you, it's good to see. It's good to see the team like that. Again, Leicester, they were actually favourites to go down at the start of the season. Again, they've been attacking, they've been going for it, and look what's got them. So, it's a good thing to see, and long may it continue. And Bournemouth, just to mention as well, their recent signing in the winter window.
Oh, it's all bit.
No, Afobe.
Oh, Afobe. Yeah, he's also great. Hit the ground running as well.
Great signing.
Ex-Arsenal player.
I didn't see much of him in the Championship, but from what I've seen at Bournemouth, he's a very good player.
Yeah, no, I saw a few games of him at Wolves, and he's definitely someone that has an eye for a goal and has pace to burn, and he can definitely terrify a lot of Premier League defenders. Yeah. Especially with defending nowadays in the Premier League, getting criticised a lot of the time. I think. Yeah, Afobe can have some fun. I'm
surprised that Arsenal don't still have him.
Yeah?
Because he was at Arsenal as a youth player. So, I mean, looking at him, I think he'd do a job at Arsenal. Yeah. He'll stay in the box, he'll get a goal, he's strong, he'll hold the ball up. I mean, he's a lot more useful than Sanogo.
Sanogo.
See what he did the other day?
No, what did he do?
Elbow.
Oh, the elbow, yeah. The elbow incident.
Trouble, mate, trouble. Sanogo, you're done, mate.
Well, he's at Charlton, he's not really going to do too much at the moment.
Well, he was at Ajax. At the start of the season, he was awful.
It makes you think, what made Wenger really see him as a potential.
It's because he was top scorer of the Under-20 World Cup.
Oh, is that why? Oh.
Yeah, again, another reason why he bought Campbell. Because Campbell was banging the goals in 2011 at the Under-20 World Cup in Colombia. 2013, Sanogo was top scorer. Whereas Campbell has worked out now, Sanogo really hasn't. He looks very languid, very...
not very mobile.
No, he doesn't even look like a Championship player. Like he's really... Yeah, he's really bad, put it that way. But anyway, so we're going to look at the bottom 5 teams, really. First of all, let's start with what me and Stuart seem to agree on is a definite relegation candidates is Aston Villa.
Yes.
They've got an owner, Randy Lerner, who came in about 8-9 years ago, was unhappy that Martin O'Neill didn't get Champions League in that first or second year that he was there, despite the fact O'Neill was always in the top 6 with Villa. Got rid of him, out went Ashley Young, Darren Bent, Lescott left, Barry left. They lost all their best players and didn't really replace them with anything significant. This season and last season particularly, They've been very reliant on young players.
Also, Fabian Delph leaving didn't help matters.
Fabian Delph leaving as well.
I saw him in a contract where he was going to stay.
Yeah.
And then leaving a few days later.
Yeah, but I mean, even then, that was their last season. They weren't good last season either.
Yeah.
So, like, they didn't replace anyone prior to Barry and all these other players leaving. And then it's got to a point now where they're bottom of the league. They are way off, they're 5 points off of safety or something?
No, wait, what was that?
Let me have a look. Wow, 10 fucking rubbish.
10, 12 points.
8 points.
Oh, 8 points.
Yeah.
Okay, not as bad, but
8 points away from Newcastle, who are just above them. Bearing in mind Newcastle have a game in hand to Aston Villa. And yeah, I mean,
I remember
it's really sad to see because Aston Villa are a Premier League
household name.
Yeah, they're a big team. They're did won the Champions League back in the day. Like they're not some come here gone tomorrow club. They're an established club in the Premier League. And personally speaking, Randy Lerner has brought that club down to the bottom of the league, and it was happening. It was going to happen.
Yeah, they haven't really bought. Well, me and Brian were talking, and Brian seemed to think that they had bought in quality. It's just that they haven't got the quality with that Premiership experience. They've bought a lot of inexperienced players that have not been involved in this sort of situation before, so that's not helped them. Also, the fact they have Remy Gard, who came from top 4 Ligue 1 in France to bottom of the pile in the Premiership, and he might not have the the capability and experience to guide a club like Aston Villa out of this predicament. I remember they were in the same sort of situation 2 or 3 seasons ago, and I think they were 5 or 6 points behind, away from safety, and they still managed to get away from that. They had Andres Wehrmann, Gabriel Guanjo, scoring goals for fun. But this season, you just don't see anyone, any leadership in the middle of the field, picking up the team and getting them to go forward, or even from the bench. So yeah, they're my pick to go down. Nothing too dramatic. I think that they're pretty much.
They've got individually the players on paper are good. From before this season, in my opinion, they were good. I mean, they got. I thought actually Westwood had a really good season last year, considering how badly the team did. Kieran Clark has always been a good player for Villa, apart from this season. My mistake on Lescott, by the way, he's actually there now, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Lescott's already at Villa, but yeah, like Richards, when they signed Richards, I thought this guy is going to be good. He's going to be, he's experienced enough. He's played for England. He's played in Europe for Man City.
He's at Fiorentina as well.
He's been Fiorentina. He's been playing since he was 17, and he's been terrible. He's been really bad. And you can understand the Aston Villa's fans' frustrations at the fact that they got this team that appear to be good on paper, but when you put them together, they just can't seem to play as a good team, and it is worrying. Yeah. It is worrying. Yeah. Again, Vertel, Carlos Sanchez, Carlos Hill, and Zogbia, Grealish, these are decent names. Vertel especially, I thought he was fantastic in France last season. I think he played for Nantes last year. Gil, again, good player, and I've seen him this season, and he's done bits. It's just a whole, like you said, the leaders, they're not a unit. They're really not a unit, and they seem to be everywhere when it comes to defending. And unfortunately for Remy Gard, he's had to deal with this problem, and I blame the board. It's completely the board's fault. I have sympathy for Gard. It's not his fault.
Yeah, no. But you'll get blamed eventually,
I don't think he will, I think it's got to the point that it's so obvious.
Responsibility lies at the manager's feet.
It's the chairman, bruv. The chairman has said 2 years ago he wanted to sell up. No one wants to buy him. No one wants to buy Aston Villa.
Unless now when they go down.
Well, we'll see. We'll see if that's the case.
Yeah. Lower price might sort of tempt any sort of investor to go in and buy a club like Aston Villa, because it is a household name. They have fans going into the games, so it still would be an attractive position. Yeah. They still have players that should get them up from the Championship next season to the Premier League.
Do you think they're going down, yes or no?
Yeah.
Villa for me going down.
Yeah.
Another fan favourite, Newcastle United. Again, another team who it just seems so obvious that there's something wrong there. The fact that a team like Newcastle, okay, they're not Chelsea, they're not Man United, but they're a team with a big stadium, with a lot of heart, with fans that love the team,
loyal to
support all the time. Even when they went to the Championship, they had a packed house. And it's not, again, whereas Lerner has bought players with minimal effect. He'll buy Gilt for 8 million. He'll buy this player for 7. Newcastle, on the other hand, spend money. They spent £80 million just this season alone, and they're consistently spending money last year, the year before. But it just seems to me that it's
going wasted.
They don't. I don't know if the managers are buying the players, if there's someone in charge, director of football or something, who's trying to bring in these players. But it just doesn't seem to work. And there's a lot of French contingent at the club there, and maybe that's what's causing instability.
So last season they had Remy Cabella, they had Florent Thauvin.
That was this season.
That's
how much that flopped.
Yeah.
They bought Thauvin in the summer, and he left back at Marseille. I think he went to on loan
back at Marseille
by December. So yeah,
it just hasn't worked out. And also players that were really doing well a few seasons back, like Sissoko, Cheick Cisse to an extent, they've just gone off the boil. Cisse particularly seems disinterested now with the cause. So, and the signings of someone like Mitrovic, he seemed good, but the stats don't lie, and he's also missed quite a lot of chances. So whether they get sort of any hope in the next few games remains to be seen. They've got a game coming up with Norwich, I think 2 games time. That will definitely, I think whoever wins one of those 2 will potentially save themselves from relegation. Because other than Palace, the other teams seem to be fighting it out for survival. I think Palace should be fine. They've got players that can buy. Who else? They've got Balassi, Zaha. They should stay up. So whoever wins that game from Newcastle and Norwich, I reckon they'll be.
Well, I mean, that is the interesting thing as well, because I mean we've got Crystal Palace. Not Crystal Palace. Where are we? Sunderland, Newcastle is going to be a massive game for Newcastle.
Yeah. Coming
up. I mean, and the fact. Oh, we need to mention as well, Rafa Benitez.
Yeah.
Rafa Benitez has been confirmed as the new Newcastle manager. Steve McLaren, I didn't think stood a chance in hell for the beginning anyway, but there you go, he came and went. I just looking at the screen there, you can see that, personally speaking, Perez, what's his name? Wijnaldum, and the goalkeeper. For me, are going to be vital players in the running to the end of the season.
There's no one that you mentioned there. That's an imposing centre back. Again, Colaccini.
Well, no, I mean personally speaking, I think that's their problem, the defence. Colaccini has been too inconsistent the last 2 years. Even worse now with injury problems. Stephen Taylor, I've always rated, and then I don't know why, because looking at him the last couple of years again, terrible defender. Williamson they got rid of at least, but he again I didn't think was anything great. Their new young, what's his name, Mbema?
Yeah, Mbema.
Again, still, the jury's out on him. Lascelles, again, young player, potential.
And Janmaat as well.
And Janmaat, I mean, Janmaat World Cup right back for Holland, but I just don't see.
I think he's good attacking. When it comes to getting forward, he's better than what he is at defending.
He seems to make a lot of mistakes. Decision-wise, he makes a lot of mistakes, I think. Positioning, tackling, everything. Like he just sometimes has really bad games. But I think Perez is going to be vital to Newcastle staying up. Wijnaldum as well. He started off really well for Newcastle. Kind of went off the boil a little bit. I think Benitez would do really well with Newcastle. I think, given time and hopefully with 30 points to play, he can do something for them. But it is interesting how he does win trophies regularly, Benitez.
Yeah.
To see whether or not he'll do it at Newcastle, because they haven't won a trophy in God knows how long.
Yeah, well, Real Madrid fans will differ in terms of his.
Well, he was only there for 6 months. He didn't get to finish the season to win a trophy, so you can't really blame him for that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Do you think the tally to stay up this season will be less than what it usually is? I mean, they say
the points. You mean?
Yeah.
I think they'll be low. I don't think 40. I think 35 might be even enough.
35.
Well, maybe we'll see.
Sunderland.
Well, yeah, Sunderland. As I was going to mention, Newcastle will play Sunderland at home next month or so, in 2 games' time. They also are battling for relegation, but what they do have over Newcastle and Aston Villa is a goal scorer, and Jermaine Defoe, with 11 goals this season, is that guy. Whether he can stay fit, which he has done so far this season, he's done alright to be fair considering his age. They will need him to be fit for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I mean, 33 years old and still banging the goals in. He'll definitely be someone that they can count on. And yeah, I mean, defensive-wise, they've actually leaked quite a few goals, and you wouldn't really think that's one of some Allardyce's teams would be conceding goals left, right, and centre. One of these teams are usually characterised by being strong at the back and solid and compact. Whereas with this Sunderland team, Allardyce hasn't seemed to have nailed it in terms of not conceding any goals. But they have the same style as other teams in the past, like West. That might contribute to the fact that they're conceding more goals than previous Allardyce teams.
But again, their defence, I mean, it's really average. The defence is really average.
Yeah.
And the good thing that Sunderland do have as well, apart from Defoe, is Mvia's had a good season, in my opinion.
Yes, definitely.
And Barini, I think, is a great player as well. I think he's a very good player.
Really?
You don't think so?
Nah.
He works, well, from what I've seen.
His work rate, but I mean, work would only get you so far.
He plays on the wing though, not front. So if you're expecting goals, that's not going to happen really.
Well, I think his ratings were on the best though. I don't think.
His stats, you mean?
Yeah. Match stats. His match ratings aren't. I think we saw them. They weren't the best.
I think he will need to be on his game as well as Defoe for them to stay up. I think that's really important.
Yeah.
Because other than Defoe, I don't really see who else is.
They'll score goals.
Well, not just that, just great things as well.
Well, they have
Seb Larsson.
I was going to say Seb Larsson.
But he must be injured or something because he's not playing this season. And he's always been like
he's been the set piece specialist throughout the season. And this year he hasn't really. He must be injured because I'm sure that Allardyce would have wanted to use set piece specialists that his teams are usually characterised by.
Am I imagining things? Jordi Gomez, was he there?
He was there. Now he's at Blackburn.
I think they missed him as well. I think he's a good player.
Yeah.
I think he's a good player anyway. But I don't know. Yeah, I mean Sunderland, they bought Kershkov
from Munich
in the winter window. First game against Spurs, not very good debut. Since then he has recovered his performances. He's done really well. But yeah, Sunderland again, language at the bottom. They need something to happen because again, the fans love them. Full house all the time, and the Adam Johnson affair hasn't helped things either this season.
Definitely not. What you can say about these two clubs, Norwich and Newcastle, is that they have a manager with experience, like
Norwich, Sunderland.
Sorry, Newcastle, Sunderland. They have a manager with experience, but Norwich, on the other hand, they have someone that's like you say is a rookie in terms of being in the Premier League, and they haven't got the quality up front. Those stats that I saw on TV today, that Redmond had only scored 5 goals, and he's their top scorer in the Premiership this season. That tells a story in terms of how ineffective their strikers have been in McCartney and Jerome. I'm surprised that they gave Jerome another crack at the Premier League because he's been in the Premier League for a few years now with like teams like Birmingham, Cardiff. Who else? Those are the two teams I can think of right now. Oh yeah, and Stoke, and he never really got into. I don't think he's ever gone into double digits in terms of goals scored in the Premiership.
Yeah.
He hacks in the Championship, but in terms of Premiership, I think you have to be much more ruthless in front of goal than what Jerome is.
Well, Alex Neil brought in Mbukani, and I thought he would do something. He had a good African Nations a couple of years back. I think it was Anderlecht who was scoring the goals. Yeah. But yeah, it hasn't really worked out for him either. And he's played nearly every game. He's played very consistently. I think it's just chances created hasn't been great, and too many errors in defence. Like
when you say that, I kind of remember the game against Liverpool where they were cruising to a certain extent, and then they lost that game.
The defensive mistake there. So, and for the life of me, I can't remember the game after as well.
Yeah.
The next game, was it Russell Martin who made the mistake? I can't remember now.
I can't remember.
But again, the game after it was another defensive mistake that gifted the other team the goal. So yeah, Alex Neil, young manager, he's doing okay for the couple of years that he's been there. But I think
he's done great. I mean, last season they were pretty much. They were about 7th or 8th, and then they went on a crazy run where they've got. I think they finished solidly in the playoffs, 3rd or 4th, and he's done great with that team to get them promoted. But whether they can stay up, I don't know.
The Premier League's a different kettle of fish, so
yeah.
I think he's come to realise that, and yeah, it's going to be tough for them to stay up.
They have quality midfield. Like with Wes Houlihan, they have someone that can.
Houlihan's a very good player. He's been one of their best, probably their best player in the last 3 seasons, to be honest.
Yeah.
But Alex Neil has got his work cut out for him, and personally speaking, I think Norwich are the second team I'm predicting to go down and get relegated.
Okay. And who's your third one?
Well, as we go on to the next team, it is Swansea City. Before we go on to that, Norwich had a good result today.
Yeah.
The draw of Man City, so you know.
Maybe that might be the start of a turnaround in their form.
Hello, Swagster. How are you? Good to have you join us on the broadcast today. Welcome. Give us a comment. What do you think of the Premiership relegation battle? Premier League relegation battle, not Premiership. And who do you support? Let us know. As we go on to the last team, Swansea City. There's only one, well, in my opinion, one guy that's going to get them out of this, and that's Gylfi Sigurdsson.
Yeah.
I think he's a fantastic player, great attacking midfielder. He's been at Swansea for
2 seasons now.
a while now, yeah, and he went back there from Spurs, and he's just hit the ground running. Really, he is a fantastic player. Really unlucky when he played for Iceland that they didn't get to the World Cup. They were very close to qualifying to the World Cup for 2014. I think it would have been great to see him, but
now they're in the Euros, though. I think now, aren't they? They qualified.
Yeah, I think you're right.
They qualified.
Yeah.
But he's like, they had Gomez. Gomez went off the boil at the beginning of the season, and they've struggled since he lost form. So Sigurdsson might be their saviour now. So I think Swansea should be fine. I think
Swansea should be okay. Gomez did have a great season, a good start to the season, and they just went off the boil. And I think it was unfortunate as well that they got rid of Gary Monk, because I think he was a good manager. I think he was a very good manager, and just unfortunate that they've had to get rid of him. They brought in the Italian guy, done well. Guidolin, so it will be interesting to see. Swag said, Man United supporter, what did you think of the Europa League game of the week, as we were talking about against Liverpool? Were you happy with the performance? Should LVG stay? Do you think he should stay? Should he go? What are your chances of getting the top four?
could be. Yeah, I think they'll definitely have a chance to get.
Do you got a chance?
Yeah, they'll have a chance, but whether or not they'll get there, who knows? With Man City not able to, beat teams like Norwich City, United, West Ham. Yeah, maybe even Stoke. You never know. Might have a chance to get in the top four.
Rooney, when's Rooney back? Is he out for a long time?
Apparently, he might be out for a long time. Yeah.
Okay, so it will be interesting to see how Man United get on. Rashford, obviously, as we've mentioned, great player from what we've seen so far. Martial, again, I think is a fantastic player. It's just hard for him to be able to do what he does best, being behind the striker or the left or the right wing.
That's where he's playing.
You need to remember, he's only 19 years old. He's still a young player.
Only 19.
Pretty sure he's only 19 years old. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. And they paid a hell of a lot of money for him from the. I don't know if you saw the documents on. The
league contract.
On the football leagues, yeah. They paid nearly 85 million pounds.
The extra add-ons and.
Exactly, yeah, and that's a hell of a lot of money, and to not have him up front to try and score goals, it's.
So what's Swaxa saying?
Really bad. So the general consensus, LVG should go. I mean, you can't really see him staying, really. Swaxa, do you want to see Mourinho there? Is that something you want to see at Man United?
Or Giggs?
And if it's not him, it's Giggs. Giggs is another one mentioned. I personally think that won't work.
No.
And it's unfortunate because he deserves a chance, but I don't think Ryan Giggs should become the manager of Manchester United just yet.
Do you think he'll eventually get there? So if he goes down a few divisions and goes to a smaller club, gets his more knowledge of the game as a manager, and eventually do you think he'll work his way up to being United manager? Because I'm sure that guy Giggs, he represents what United is. In terms of loyalty. He's been there, won the championships.
Well, this is the thing. He's there now.
Yeah. But in terms of being a manager, I know he was a manager for a few games 2 years ago when Moyes left. But yeah.
I don't know. I think Giggs should have maybe become assistant manager or something a bit sooner than when he did. When Alex Ferguson was there, the Moyes situation was, unfortunate. Didn't really work out for him. LVG is a good guy to work under. But again, it hasn't gone well for him either. It's not like Man United haven't had the money to spend. They've had it, and it will be interesting to see who comes in next. Swags is not too sure about Mourinho. Fair enough.
Maybe.
Who would you like to see in charge of Man United then? People that from social media anyway, I'm getting either Mourinho or Giggs.
No Ancelotti there.
No Ancelotti, which is surprising because I actually think Ancelotti would be a great.
Yeah, he's a good manager.
Yeah, great manager.
With Real Madrid, he did very well with the pressure that the board, give out to the management. He did very well to get Champions League a couple of seasons back. and a lot of the players seem to love him as well.
Yeah.
Like Ronaldo, gone on very well with him. So and where he's gone, he's done very well. So I think he'd be a good appointment. But yeah, I think Mourinho's pretty much almost confirmed. I think he said in an interview he let slip that he was going to United.
I mean, yeah, the significant thing is he said that he wants to stay in England. So you can only see him going to Manchester United.
So he said that he wants Giggs to be manager. Yeah, not surprising seeing as Giggs being.
I mean, to be fair, yeah, why not? Like, you know, why not? They've tried Moyes, that didn't work out. LVG didn't work out.
How many times do they have to try it out before they get it right?
Well, ask that to Roman Abramovich. They've got it right, and they still sack managers.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's just the way of football these days. I think it's just unfortunate that it's going to be that. I mean, I don't think you're going to get another Wenger or Alex Ferguson at another club again.
Yeah, especially this day and age.
Especially when they call the club a project. Like, come on, man, it's the club. It's the community.
Yeah.
It's not like an
investment. Or...
It's not something to put on your CV, although it is for some managers now. But yeah. So yeah, I mean that's it. So just to cap off, really, my three calls for relegation: Villa, Norwich, and probably Sunderland.
Really? So you don't think Allardyce will be able to keep his record of keeping teams up?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah, I'd pretty much say, you know, I might agree with you there.
The lesser of two evils, really. You don't really know who's worse, Newcastle or Sunderland.
I think Rafa might have might just have the little factor which pushes them in the right direction this time around.
Yeah. Well, yeah. The experience of Rafa could be significant. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Master tactician.
Who are your three then? Before we go.
Same as yours actually. Nothing. Yeah.
Villa, Norwich, and Sunderland.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Seem to agree there.
Okay. Well, that's another episode of Soccer Sanchez TV. Thank you, Swagster, for being a part of the show. Please subscribe to the channel or like the video if you see that come up on YouTube. Give us your comments as well on what you think of the show and anything you guys want us to talk about in future. We're more than welcome to do it. We're going to come back probably about 10-15 minutes. We're going to have a little gaming session, online streaming, talk about the games coming up next week outside of the Premier League. So we're going to look at other leagues and see how it goes with that one. Right. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And yeah, it's been emotional. See you next week.
Take care.
Well, in 15 minutes actually. See you later. Bye-bye.